Buenas tardes, this is Quetzal, and I'm coming to you on this beautiful day of the full moon, right? Tonight is the full moon, it's July 16th, and this is a Metzli Llena Ritual, and Metzli is the Nahuatl word for Luna, for moon. And so this ritual is a cool thing, right? It's beneficial for releasing hostilities you may harbor towards others. But you know, those things that we harbor, have you heard the term that things that you have against other people doesn't harm them at all? It really harms us because we revisit them every time we see them and every time they do something else that's messed up. So yeah, so we're going to release them so that we're not harboring them in our bodies. And let's put it out in the universe and they can deal with their own energy. Traditionally, the full moon is called the full buck moon because at this time is when the buck's antlers start protruding. They have a very energetic growth spurt. It's also known as a thunder moon because in July there's a lot of thunderstorms. These are Native American names, and they were predominantly, or they're traced back to the Algonquin people that are in the Atlantic coast. And so, yeah, that's what we know about it. This is what we're going to be doing on that day. We're going to be, which is today, we're going to be contemplating the intentions, you know, that we're going to make. What is it that we want to release? And then before the full moon, the actual ritual, you're going to cleanse your energy. And you can do that with a spiritual bath. And smudge your ritual space, and then you sage yourself. You cleanse the space right before you do the actual ritual, and also you cleanse yourself. The full moon ritual releases all that does not serve you any longer, and this is a time to practice forgiveness. You also, at this time, at the full moon, you cleanse the energy and energize. Cleanse the energies that have been lodged in your crystals, and you energize them. This is the strongest time to energize your crystals. And I'll show you how to do that also, or tell you how to do that also. And also your spiritual beads. Some of us practice Santeria and different things that we use beads, and so this is a good time to cleanse those beads. So the ritual can be done tonight, right? The full moon starts at 5:38, or the full moon's going to be out for 2 days later. So either today or tomorrow or the next day, but then that's it. The full moon's gone. The spiritual bath, this is only a simple one. You can do whatever bath that you customarily use. There's an awesome one with fruit and different types of things. But this is simple, and people usually have these things in the house. You need a white candle. You need a cup of Epsom salt. You need a 1/4 cup of sea salt and about 6 ounces of agua de Florida water. You dissolve the sea salt and the Epsom salt in about 4 quarts of water on the stove so that you can dissolve the salt. Or another way to do it is if you can run hot water in your bath and just put it right where the faucet drain is, where the water's coming out, and just stir it around so you can mix it up, and then you start running lukewarm water or cool water. The water should be about lukewarm, or a cool bath. Shouldn't be a really hot bath. Then you light the candle, and you can also, into the candle, you can add a few drops of whatever essence you like. I love sandalwood, and I think that's a very amazing purification essence. And then you slip into the bath. You contemplate the intentions that you're going to release, and then you can also think about what you want to manifest. I usually keep the manifestation for the new moon and the release for the full moon, and that's me. I like to keep them separate, but you do what you need to do. So this is the full moon ritual. You're going to need a sheet, or maybe 2, depending on how much you want to release, and you can use the front and the back. You need a paper, and then you need an ink pen. You need a salmador. This is a salmador, okay? But you can also just use a ceramic. We use this for indigenous ceremony. So You can also use a ceramic plate, a metal plate, but the metal plate might get hot, or a bowl. Okay, something that doesn't burn. Matches, a white candle, sage, palo santo is optional, chakra incense is optional, healing crystals is optional, right? Some people don't use them, some people do. Okay, so this is how you're going to proceed. You're going to light the white candle, and then you're going to light the incense, and you're going to take off your shoes. You're going to smudge around the area. You're going to smudge yourself, and especially your feet, because like I've said in the past video, is that we carry a lot of energy in our feet. So now you're going to get your paper, right? I'm using a sketchbook because I'm an artist, and so I always have this paper around. And then I put my name, the date, and the full moon ritual, or Metzli Llena ritual, and then I start writing, right? Before each statement, I write, I release, right? So, for example, I release all the negative energy to my pedophile uncle, right? Leandro, right? I'm glad that he's out in another world, and hopefully he won't come back and be that pedophile again. And so then I go on to release negative feelings that we had with our family, with our friends. I also want to release negative habits. I want to eat better, and those things. So I want to release those things that I'm done with. I don't want to do that again. And sometimes you're going to see that when you do it, you get very emotional. That's good. That's a good thing. If you're emotional about it, that means you're really trying to release it. Sometimes you're going to, and you can tell by the paper when it burns. It'll burn really fast if all the releasing is happening really quickly. But if you still kind of are holding on to them, like an ex-lover that you need to release, but you have difficulty releasing, then you'll see the paper will hesitate, and you might have to do it again the next month, right? There's no problem with doing this over and over again, okay, until you feel like, okay, that's enough. I don't have to do that anymore. Okay, after you're done writing down everything, and each statement begins with I release. Okay, at the end you're going to declare, right? And so I'm gonna read it so I don't miss it, but I'll also put it in the description. After you've written everything down, you want to release. Your last statement should be, I demand that all bodies and energies free the energy I'm intending to release. Liberate me and my energy through all space, time, and dimension on every layer of my existence. I declare all these things to be in perfect alignment with my greatest and highest good and the highest good of the whole. Así sea. Or if you don't speak Spanish, so it is. Okay? And then afterwards, we burn the paper. I'm just going to give you an example. Ooh, that's pretty thick paper. You burn the paper, and then you light some Palo Santo, and then you're done with that part of the ritual. So afterwards, you clean and energize the crystals or your spiritual beads. You need a bowl, you need some water and some sea salt. You're going to place the crystals in the bowl, fill it with water, add about 2 tablespoons of sea salt. This is not an exact science, okay? So if you only have 1 tablespoon of sea salt, great. If you want to add more sea salt because you have a bunch of it, do it. It's up to you. Then you place them outside where the moon will shine on them. You leave them overnight, and then in the morning you place them on a towel, on a clean towel to dry. Remember, nobody's really supposed to be touching your crystals or your beads, okay? So don't let them. But sometimes they do, because people, and that we also are Mexicanos and Chicanexes, right? And so the other thing about that is that we have to touch them, right? Because les hacemos ojo, right? So there's 2 things that we're playing with, but you should always ask, right? Before you touch anything on anybody, always ask permission, and they will tell you yes. And then don't get offended if they say no. All right. Okay, that's what's going on with those. The Metzli Luna cycles, July 16th today at 5:38 is the full moon, the full buck moon or the thunder moon. August 15th at 8:31 a.m. is the sturgeon moon. The September 14th, 12:35 is the full moon harvest, full harvest moon, sorry. And then October 13th, 5:10 p.m. is the full hunter's moon. November 12th, 8:37 a.m. is the full beaver moon, and December 12th, 12:14 a.m. is the full full moon. Okay, so now you're done for the rest of the year. You also can Google it if you're not sure. You can look at this. I'm going to try to put it in the description. I don't know how much information. They didn't let me put all the information I wanted to on the last video, so we'll see. My resources are, as always, I thank Universidad Náhuatl in Ocotepec, Mexico, the Mexica and Maya Cultura, of which I am a part, and Casa Guajardos in San Antonio, Texas is an amazing resource, and they're pretty amazing. There's other videos like Pretty Boss. There's Melanie Santos. There's a lot of different people. They all are pretty much the same. They're very similar, and everybody has their own little differences, right? And yours can be a little bit different also. Okay, as long as you know that you have to keep everything in the positive. All right. So yes. So subscribe to my video and check the like. And so then we can let's move forward together, right? And remember, there's another new moon at the end of the month, so let's do that ritual again. Okay, so let's keep ourselves clean. It's not very much work to keep. I mean, we do a lot of different things. Give this time to yourself so that you can cleanse your body and your energies, and let's put out what we want in life.